Malik had Ayala dead to rights right there. I don't know how he didn't get that just straight up takedown. What's going on, wrestling fans? My name is Josiah, and welcome to Fanco Wrestling, your source for college wrestling news and discussion. And there have been some exciting matchups this year, as to be expected in college wrestling, including Ohio State and Iowa recently, Campbell and NC State. Arizona State had some good matches against CSU Bakersfield, and I wanted to dive into some of those with you, including at 125 pounds. This is where we're going to start with Drake Ayala, the Iowa Hawkeye, taking on Malik Heinselman, the Ohio State Buckeye, in his territory. They're wrestling at the Convention Center, and boy, was this matchup exciting, starting at 125, and this really set the tone for the match. Malik had Ayala dead to rights right there. I don't know how he didn't get that just straight up takedown. You see the ref awards two, and then calls it off, and it looks like they should be in a danger position, and I mean, there were some quick swipes. I don't know if I would have awarded a quick two on the danger, but you see Coach Ryan throw that brick. He's not happy there. Ref just hits that right out of the way. And we see that as they let the action continue, they end up going to the challenge, awarding no takedown there, no danger, nothing. And I want to know, how would you award that? I'm sure you Hawkeyes fans have something different to say, but they continue to wrestle, and Heinselman is up in this match going into the third when Ayala ends up scoring a takedown, sending it into sudden victory 5-5. And here we have that final sequence in sudden victory. This footage caught by Fanco video crew members, and boy, Heinselman's in on that shot on Ayala, and boom, he's gonna take him down. There it is. There he is. He ends up securing the victory. And this was a big win for Heinselman, just to prove that he's not going to let some new freshman come in and take over his weight. I mean, not that it's Heinselman's weight, but like he's been wrestling for a couple years now in college, and Ayala is just this new freshman. And all, the power to Ayala, because he's come in this year and already got wins over Devin Schroeder, Michael DiAugustino, and his only losses up to this point were to Pat McKee. Spencer Lee was out, and Drake Ayala stepped it up. So this matchup was crazy to see. And again, I'm just interested in seeing what you have to say, how that should have been scored. Another awesome matchup here. This is actually sudden victory between Shannon Hanna and Ryan Jack of NC State, taking on Hanna. And Hanna tied it up going into the third period, and here we are in sudden victory. Jack ranked number 15 in the country. Shannon Hanna currently unranked, but a SoCon finalist. And boy, he just got such an exciting free-flowing style. We see this kind of crazy scramble position, which I don't even know how Hanna came out of that on top, but ended up rolling him around quickly to get that takedown. And Hanna, of course, is psyched up and pumped because this was a big ranked win for him. And he's coming off of a couple good ranked wins recently for the Camels. That was a match I actually streamed the full thing here on Fanco Wrestling, but wow, what an incredible sequence there. And you talk about awesome sequences. Here's another one between Anthony Valencia and CSU Bakersfield's Augustine Garcia. And just get ready for this. Just get ready for this. And ready, at 165 pounds, Valencia tosses him to his back, and what a big pin that is for Valencia. Not that it was a ranked win, but it's always fun to watch big moves like this happen, especially because Valencia at this point has a 50% bonus point percentage. He's 13-1 on the season. At this point, he was actually 13-0, and then he ended up losing to Wick the very next match. But I know that Valencia didn't necessarily have the favorite NCAA tournament that he wanted to have, but this year, man, he's coming for that. He's coming for 165 pounds, which is just absolutely wild overall. And speaking of 165, let's get into another awesome match here between Kharchla and Alex Marinelli. Here we are in the third period, and boom, Kharchla hits that sick move from bottom, just literally bounces off his head. Now, I've mentioned this match before, but Marinelli, or these stats before, Marinelli is the veteran. Kharchla is the freshman, and 165 is wild this year. I already mentioned Valencia and Wick, and they're going at it, and this is a match that some people called maybe an upset was going to happen, and you'll see what does happen if you haven't seen this yet, this sequence. But man, Kharchla comes around and gets the 2 points to secure the victory there for Ohio State. That was Oh my gosh, that was huge. Now, this is a match where I think Marinelli can come back and honestly, like, get a win here. I think he's wrestling this season a little bit differently than he has in the past. Maybe at the end of the year is where he really gets his peak, right? He's had great seasons in the past, but then in the postseason just doesn't quite come alive. And maybe he's kind of saving some of that for the postseason. Maybe that sounds dumb. I don't know, but there are different peaks that wrestlers have throughout their career. You see, this is where the match ends. Marinelli gives a little, like, something to the crowd. I don't know exactly what he said there, but you can tell that he's obviously not too happy, and I understand why, just because he kind of honestly gets doubted on a lot for, whatever reason, just because of his postseason performance, I guess, but don't count out Marinelli by the time the postseason comes around. And let's get on to another interesting but controversial kind of call back in this NC State and Campbell match. Ed Scott here with a headlock on the edge. And wait, hold on. I'm actually going to see if I can pause this, because you see right there, which is where Ed Scott tosses Campbell's Delara out of bounds, and his feet are literally on the gym floor. And I'm not saying that Scott wouldn't have ended up with a pin or anything about Scott, but to my knowledge, this is out of bounds, right? Well, the ref, I guess, doesn't see it or doesn't call it, because then he just ends up getting the headlock, and NC State's calling this not the headlock, but the Edlock. And, I mean, it's understandable why. He hit Caleb Young in it. He just hit it there. He's hit it multiple times throughout his high school career, and he's going to continue to hit it in college. But I don't know. I thought that was a little bit just a controversial call, just because he was out of bounds, right? And no matter what was going to happen, refs got to pay attention to that. And let's look at this last one between Sammy Sasso and Max Murin. Murin starts on bottom. It's in the third period, and you're going to see a lot of back and forth crazy action here. Ohio State and in Iowa again. And Murin, Sasso is riding tough on top there, and it's tough to escape Sasso. He is one of the toughest riders in the country, and you see that here, as he kind of grabs that leg from Murin on top. And Murin is somebody who can wrestle defensively, and really was trying to find a way to beat Sammy Sasso here. He's fighting around, he's fighting off, and Murin is still somebody who's yet to. Oh, there he is with that reversal. That was awesome there. That was a big reversal. He actually takes the lead over Sammy Sasso, who's last year's national finalist. And you look at Murin, who, at this point is still trying to ride Sasso on top. People are looking for maybe back points there. Nothing yet, at least nothing that I saw there yet. And obviously the refs didn't see anything there yet either. But here we're getting another position here where Murin is riding tough, trying not to let up anything off of on a takedown. And Sasso is just back in this position, looking towards the end of the match. Is he going to be able to get two on Murin here? The score right now, I believe, is 2-1. So Sasso needs this 2 points. Nothing yet. And they're getting ready to call this 2 points here. Murin, this is a big match for Murin, who, and there's the two. This is a big match for Murin, who up to this point, has not All-American, made the round of 12, wrestling against Sammy Sasso, a national finalist. That's big, and for 149 pounds, I'd be looking out for Max Murin in the postseason. What did you think of these matches? Which ones were your favorite? Was that Ed Scott pin controversial, and did Malik Heinselman have 2 points at the beginning there? I'd love to know your thoughts, just, from a wrestling point of view, a wrestling fan point of view, or a more analytical point of view. Let me know what you think. And if you want to check out the top freshmen, we mentioned Kharchla, we mentioned Ayala. If you want to check out the top freshmen, I have a video on that right here that you can watch.